Once Upon a Time in Storybook Ending.
Tom, it would be in your best interest to avoid Mr. Noble for some time. If you need to get your, shall we say, creative urges out, you're welcome to paint the side of the library.
Viola, you kind of flip through this book and you get to that final chapter, the one that everyone's been so upset about. And when you flip to it, the pages almost flip of their own volition. Like they're going to the last chapter as if they are wanting to be concluded in a sense. Endings have meaning, they have a weight to them, and it needs to be sort of brought about. They may not always be the happiest of endings, they may not always be the most satisfying.
And now, dear friend, we must also part, for our merry journeyings have ended, and here, at the grave of Robin Hood, we turn, each going his own way.
Viola, you read out this final line of the story, and the book in your hands starts to shake a little bit, and then it just slowly closes. Things are turning back to normal. You're still wounded, Margie and Orion. You still have those wounds, but the weapons that caused them are gone. Tabitha, you were getting Tom, right? He looks up at you and his eyes lock with yours and he kind of gives the tiniest little blush.
I would like to roll reason just to see if to see if Viola, while she's running for the first aid kit, can realize that maybe she could try magic. I could do aim and aim my magic at the spot that's bleeding. Because my magic seems to be this like flow of ink from the pen that can bind things.
Ironically, as wind is kind of blowing in her hair and stuff, like you kind of just hear a sizzle where her hand is.
Oh, hey, is the library open yet? I still need to get that book. Hey, why is your skin burnt? Are you okay? While you're talking, the paramedics are coming out of the ambulance and kind of wheeling a cot over you, and they're like, "Yeah, let's get you to the hospital." Oh my God, we see Viola lead Tabitha back into the library. The first chapter of this story comes to a close. Hello, and welcome to Storybook Ending. This is the podcast about humans, the stories they make, and the words that make them. I'm Loxley. I use VVer or they, them pronouns, and I am your keeper of stories. With us today is Addie.
Hi, my name's Addie. I use she, her pronouns, and I play the character Margie Gloucester.
We also have Grim.
Hi, I'm Grim. I don't really know anything about pronouns, so don't do any of them. How about that? I don't exist. I play Orion Mura, a very rich person.
All right, we also have Killian.
Hi, I'm Killian. I use they, he pronouns, and I play Tabs, the fox.
And we have Danny.
Hi, I'm Danny, and I use she, her pronouns, and I'm playing Viola Thomas, the librarian, who also uses she, her pronouns.
I do want to start by opening on the book. Viola, you lead Tabitha into the library. You sit down together, you start rifling through some books on ancient coins, and you find out that the coins Tabitha has in their pouch are somehow golden drachma. Not specifically golden, but drachma from ancient Greece, which is weird, but not necessarily the weirdest thing you've seen. And then I think you have the copy of Robin Hood, the very magical one, sitting on the table next to you. You catch your eyes kind of going towards it, and you're not sure why at first, but it seems to be almost vibrating. Not quite visibly, but like there's some sort of energy in it. What do you two do?
Um, I think Viola will pick up the book. Just sort of reach for it and see. What is it? Does it react to her touch?
Yeah, it jumps away and says, "Hey, I'm walking here." No. It sort of calms down in your touch, actually. And then for a second you feel it almost tug at your hands further into the library.
Oh, this could be a terrible idea, but I think the book wants us to follow it.
Then I suppose we shall, shouldn't we?
And yeah, Viola will sort of go in the direction that it seems to be tugging.
Yeah, it leads you to the classic fiction area of the library. There's a somehow empty spot, like a completely empty spot in between other books on the shelf, where the other copy you had of J. Walker McSpaden's Robin Hood was sitting before. And now there's that perfectly empty spot just sort of calling to the book, as if the story is finished and ready to be put up on the shelf.
Well, all right. And she'll put the book on the shelf.
Yeah, it's completely calms down after that. You sense this sort of release in the ether. You know, the same space you get the vibes from your magic. You sense this strange feeling of completion. You do get the feeling that the story will not be haunting you, at least in a literal physical sense, any longer. This was not me saying Robin Hood's gonna pop back out and be like, "So about round 2.
Right. Oh, okay. This is interesting, but let's go with it. Are you feeling a little better, Tabs?
Slightly, yes. It feels like something happened, but it seems calmer now.
It does. It does. All right. I suppose I'll just, check on this book every once in a while, but huh. All right.
So what do you do now that you are free from your first manifestation?
Oh, good question.
Margie and Orion are on their way to the hospital, so you have a little while to sort of come to terms with everything that's happening. We'll say a few minutes have passed, enough time that you can have that conversation you wanted to have off screen.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
unless you
we've
want to play that out,
Mm.
we can assume.
That'll be off screen. I feel like researching a ton about coins is
Yeah, I
a
think
lot.
Viola was able to find the section that has all of the reference materials that would be appropriate and find actually a fairly thick book on ancient coins and point out the correct ones, the matching ones.
Mhm,
Yeah,
mhm.
this is what you've got, and I don't know why, and that's kind of strange. Have you been hanging out in Greece?
No, I can't say I've ever been.
Have you been hanging out with coin collectors?
Um, that's a great question.
Robin Hood was something of a coin collector, if you know what I mean.
All right, well, you've got an interesting bag of coins there, and I'd keep a close eye on it. You don't want another Robin Hood showing up to take it, or Tom.
Yes, of course. We'll see. That that little scamp shouldn't be any issue, should he?
I wouldn't
Now,
think
you
so.
mentioned that you wanted to get some alcohol.
Yes, yes. I think we should head to the Lazy Dog, and yeah, let's head to the Lazy Dog. I know Margie's not there, but she's got staff.
And I'm sure that she will meet us there whenever she is ready.
Yes, yes. So I think we will walk down the street to the Lazy Dog.
Yeah. You walk through town and it is calm. You maybe spot a couple people talking, kind of glancing back in the direction of the library and where the battle just took place. They seem concerned, but not, holy shit, literature just came to life and had a sword fight in our street, kind of worried. They just seem kind of like, something weird just happened. Guess that's Fox Jumps for you. But yeah, you keep walking through town and you get to the Lazy Dog, which is, and you're gonna have to text Margie this because I'm sure she's very worried. The tavern is back to its regular bed and breakfast slash inn slash hotel slash the whole deal. It is back to normal. The glass barrels of mead or whatever are back to normal. The charging stations, everything is good.
I will absolutely text Margie. Lazy Dog is normal. No worries here.
Can we check on Bear? Is Bear okay?
Yeah, Bear has been asleep the entire time, possibly the entire arc.
Oh.
Lazy dog, alright. Yeah.
Bear's
Yeah.
still napping.
He kind of looks up at you with bleary eyes as you enter, and wags his tail like exactly 2 times, and then goes back to sleep.
Oh.
Oh, what a
Tabs is
good
gonna
boy.
pat him on the head.
He starts sniffing at you just a little, but he's like trying to decide whether this strange animal person is smells really different, but also napping is so fun.
Napping is magnificent. I love Bear so dearly.
Right.
Now that we're here, Viola, we should probably go get your alcohol and probably wait around for them to return. I don't know how long they'll be.
Yes. Do you like to drink? Would you like some alcohol as well?
I wouldn't mind a drink.
What's your poison? Wine, beer, mead? Margie does make a very fantastic mead.
Then let's go with that.
All right. So we'll order a couple of meads, and I think we'll sit at a table in the back. Not that I'm expecting anyone in, but
Now I do have to ask, Addie,
Yes.
does anyone else work at the Lazy Dog? Because this is a Tuesday. You did say Tuesdays are when Margie works the food truck. Is there someone else covering?
There should be. I just never created a character to do so. But yes.
Okay, yeah. Let's see if we have any characters that could work here.
If not, I could always create another like NPC and such.
Yeah, all of the previously unemployed characters are like children. So sorry, Tom, you are not of the age to serve alcohol.
No,
no.
no way. I think I was gonna say ex-children, which are adults.
We're all something of an ex-child in our hearts.
ex-children.
But I was thinking, like, because she loves and she enjoys being like a self-sufficient woman or whatever,
Mhm.
she probably like I don't know. I think she also enjoys being a teacher, so there's probably like a younger protege, I suppose, who's
Ooh.
working Tuesday nights and such, just for them
Mhm.
to like get the hang of it. And like Margie doesn't consider herself like as a mother, but she's like mothering.
Mothering.
And so,
Oh,
and
that's so sweet.
I think before Tom was like the teenage delinquent of Fox Jumps, there was like probably another kid who's like matured enough for Margie to be like, "Yeah, I trust you with Tuesday nights specifically." But yeah, I think is her name is Shannon McCarthy. She
Shannon
yeah.
McCarthy.
Yeah, Shannon McCarthy, she is um 24 Dropped out of high school, but got a GED.
Mhm.
Um, and initially, Margie was just, you're not gonna serve alcohol. You're either like the server, or like a waitress, or you're the host of the inn and such, or just like working the front desk and checking people in, stuff like that.
Mhm.
Like pretty
Right,
easy
because it is an
going.
inn when it's not a bar, or at the
Yeah,
same time.
yeah. And so I kind of imagine her just like being under Margie's wing for those few years where she's like after she like dropped out of high school and stuff like that, and just working like nearly immediately, and she's never been to college and stuff, so she's like been with Margie for a while now.
Aw, that's so sweet. I'm glad we get to meet this character now. Is she allowed to serve alcohol now that she's 24?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I just had to double check in case if Margie has like a weird. People should
Yeah.
be 28 before they get alcohol.
Nah, I think Margie, like, she's pretty lax with that. She doesn't want to get in trouble with the law because, with the law it comes like with permits and like legal and shit. Like she
Right,
doesn't
yeah.
screw around with that. But if they're old enough to serve, she'll let them do that. The only caveat is that she doesn't want any of her employees like messing around with her like brewing part, like
Fair, yeah.
that shit, leave it alone. Cannot be like messed with and stuff like that. But yeah, sorry, that was like really long-winded.
No, I love it. I have quite a few notes for this Shannon McCarthy now. Now I just need to decide on a voice for her.
I was honestly like, if you've seen Scott Pilgrim, I was imagining like Audrey Plaza's character.
Uh, I've seen it. I don't know it well enough to know the.
The voice. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's okay.
You know what? She, without speaking too much, she gets your drinks for you. And no, she does have to speak. As she's pouring your mead, she says, "Uh, oh, hey, Miss Viola. Man, oh no, that character. Okay, gotcha. So kind of a little bit annoyed, or
Yeah,
is
a
that
little
just the one?
annoyed, like kind of bleeps with her mouth. Nobody knows how she can do that. Maybe she has secret powers we don't know of. Like, I don't know.
Oh, good. I can finally reuse the sensor sound effect from the one shot. Great. Okay. Uh, or Grim raises a great point in the text chat. Just oh, hey Miss Viola. You want the mead, right?
Yeah, 2 of them, please.
And you are? And she turns to Tabitha.
Tabs, I'm friends with Viola.
Huh. Haven't seen you around before. Right, well, I'll need to see your ID or whatever if you want alcohol.
Great. Um,
Use magic to
Tabs,
forge it. Use magic to forge it.
I don't think Tabs would know what an ID, like what she's talking about. Um, gonna kind of glance sideways at Viola, like, translate please, like giving her a look of kind of slight panic of just help.
Viola's going to click her pen and
Oh shit.
cast a spell. I feel like reason feels like a good one, an impulse to use, because it's an official government document.
Yeah.
Let's
I
see.
can't believe this is what we're doing. Okay.
Yep, no, we're trying to forge documents. It's fine.
Sure. Alright, so rolling with reason to create a forged ID for Tabitha.
Okay, we got a lot of letters here.
I don't think that, like, if Tabs ended up doing this spell anyway, I don't think it would have gone well because they don't know what an ID even looks like.
That is fair, yeah. You'd have to cast a first spell just to learn what the ID is.
Yeah.
Oh.
Alright, so you got 12 letters. Oh, that's handy.
Read an ID.
But that's not that handy.
No, that's I don't know if you can do better than that, actually.
Yeah, no, that is the perfect one. So she's gonna click her pen under the table
Uh-huh.
and cast Real ID. And no one sees it because it's under the table, but the magic
Sure.
flows from the tip of the pen and sort of coalesces in her hand, forming a driver's license. And because we've only ever heard Tabitha as just Tabitha with no last name,
Yes.
it manifests as Tabitha Thomas.
Sorry? Is this your son? Is this your baby child?
Get adopted!
Brother?
Same birth date as Viola, but 20 years younger.
Oh my
Graham just got
god.
adopted!
And
Yeah.
she'll reach, pretend like she's fumbling in her purse. Oh, sorry, I've got it here, and pass it over to Shannon.
Yeah, Shannon checks it out kind of lazily and then looks a little closer and kind of squints at it and then looks at you and then looks at Tabitha and then looks at you and says, did you,
Related. It's fine.
whatever. And she hands back the ID and goes to get your drinks.
Hey, Tabs, you'll need to hold on to this. If anyone asks, your last name is Thomas. And your birth date is September 7th. Let's say it was 2021. No, 2001. Yes.
2021.
Wait. Yeah, no, okay, I forgot what year it was. Okay,
Yeah.
no, that's fine, yeah.
Understood. Thank you, my love.
Welcome.
And he's going to take the ID from you and kind of inspect it himself, committing it to memory.
Alright, I gotta write this down because this seems like something that could come up. God, Tabs being younger than me makes me feel just ancient.
He taps is older than me.
Oh gosh.
Oh.
By like a
I'm
couple
just glad
years.
I'm not the baby of this group because with my original group with Addie, I was the youngest. And everyone always teased me for it.
Okay, that wasn't true. Like for a long time, I thought I was the youngest until I went back and looked at everybody's ages. I was like, wait.
Okay. We have gotten so sidetracked.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get your drinks and Shannon just kind of she looks a little bit intrigued as she kind of looks around at the place and says, "Hey, did you see anything weird from outside?"
Anything weird?
What do you mean by weird?
I don't know, like the place was just different for a minute and then it wasn't. I don't know. I might have smoked a little on my way here. Don't tell Miss Margie.
Oh yeah, don't tell Margie. She'll get real upset about that.
Yeah. But I didn't smoke anything that strong, so I
Well, clearly you did. You might want
oh,
to talk to your dealer. That sounds a little dangerous to just be surprised like that.
Out of
can't
sheer
believe Viola
curiosity.
is manipulating a 24-year-old into thinking they were drugged.
Oh my god.
She admitted she smoked something. Just telling her it wasn't the good stuff.
God.
Out of sheer curiosity, what did you see? How was it weird?
Yeah, she looks around the room and then her eyes glaze over just a little and she's like, I don't know, I can't really place it, but like I don't know, it seemed weird. Like something out of a storybook or something.
Strange. Strange. Well,
And you don't recall details?
And she just kind of shrugs and says, I don't know. Like I said, apparently I smoked something a little different than usual. So, huh.
Well, if you remember any of it and would like to write it down.
Oh, hey Edward, I'll be right there. And she looks past you.
Oh no, Edward.
Yeah, Edward is standing in the door, and he starts to light up when he sees you, but then he kind of forces himself to look away and just gets his own seat far across the bar.
Oh, good boy.
Oh, you're so mean to my darling son.
She didn't say anything directly to him. She's just relieved.
Oh, I'm not talking to Viola.
No, you're talking to me.
Yeah, you look. Most listeners won't know this, but in the session 0, you created this man with the sole purpose of being, of chasing after Viola in a romantic sense, only for him to be brutally denied. And like, what is his purpose as a character if not to be sad about this?
Well, look, I have other details about the man too, so.
That is true. You did learn secret stuff that the others didn't learn.
Not the secrets.
He's having a rough time of it.
He is.
What do you mean?
But that doesn't need to be Viola's problem.
No, I guess. It just means he's my problem. Okay, so what do you talk about now with your drinks, or are you just kind of chatting?
Unless Tabs has anything specific, I think it'll just sort of be general chatting. I think Viola will probably tell Tabs a little bit about the library and a little bit about the town, because clearly Tabs is new.
Otherwise, I think it's just gonna be idle chatter.
Okay, yeah. We will pan away, and actually, we're not going to do the whole camera zooming through the streets because y'all are going quite a way. We just cut to a hospital in a town that does not need to be named. It is large enough compared to Fox Jumps to have a decent hospital, but it's not like a major city that anyone would recognize from the real world. So don't even ask, okay? We see Margie and Orion being wheeled out to their own rooms. Margie definitely, I assume, has insurance cards and all that ready. Does Orion have? Did he get his own insurance when he moved out, or like what's the situation there?
I think that's one of the things that Wadsworth told him that he needed, because, Wadsworth, a bro like that.
That's fair. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
So.
Like when Margie's in there, she's like, "All right, when you're working on my wound, am I being put under, or are you gonna give me the good shit?"
Oh well, ma'am. Looks like you got a stab wound that somehow got burned pretty badly. It's gonna take a good bit of work. I'd advise you being put under.
That is fine with me. I just need to know what I'm getting into, because, whoo, I've had a fucking day. Let me just tell you that. Like, I don't know what the cops told you, but there was this man in my town, and he was like going around being like, "I'm the sheriff," blah, 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 and he was like had a knife in it, and he was like just going around stabbing everybody. Like, I'm not the only one with this fucking wound in my side. I'm just the only one who got it burned.
Wow. You small town folk over in Fox Jump sure got some crazy shit going on.
Well, I didn't tell you I was from Fox Jumps. Did they tell you I was from Fox Jumps? Or did it sound like I was
Fox
from
Jumps
Fox Jumps?
ambulance.
Oh.
Yeah, no, you realize he's psychic and he's been reading your mind this whole time.
Oh.
God, okay.
Well, it wasn't like I was looking. I didn't think Fox Jumps was big enough to have his own ambulance with a sign like that, but I guess I get corrected.
Well, hopefully your town doesn't need to use the ambulance all too often, because a stabbing serial stabber don't sound too good, does it?
Oh, don't you worry. We took care of that son of a bitch.
You.
He's not dead.
Okay.
He's not dead. No, he was just taken care of. Okay?
You realize how suspicious that sounds.
No, I don't.
Okay. You know what? This is not my job. You're probably gonna have to talk to the police about the incident eventually. I'm just gonna try to heal you up. Is that alright, ma'am?
That is completely fine with me.
Alrighty. And he nervously kind of wheels you to whatever room you need to go to. Orion, how you feeling, bud, in the hospital?
He's getting wheeled in right now, ain't he?
Yes, yeah.
Little thing about Orion, he hates hospitals. Fucking despises them. As soon as he got put in the wheelchair and started getting rolled back uh towards the rooms, the first time he heard a heartbeat monitor beep, he fucking stiffed up. He fucking hates the sound of heartbeat monitors. And so he ain't saying anything cuz he's pretty much panicking at this point. But like it's all internal.
And I gotta say, Orion,
What?
when you stiffen up so suddenly, it does hurt.
Oh yeah, no, it fucking hurts, but like ugh. Everything's internal right now. Like on the outside he's just like fucking going with it, silent. Yeah, you got stabbed. Oh. But no, on the inside he's freaking out.
Oof. But he does let them, operate on him and give him stitches and all that.
I assume it's gonna be just not as serious as Margie's. They just have to fucking stitch that up. So
Well, I mean, Margie had the added complication of the burn, the cauterization, but Orion did still get stabbed in the gut. I'm
yeah,
not a medical
and
expert. I don't know what all goes into that, but I assume it's a little bit more serious than just getting stitches.
he's not gonna take any pain meds. Like if they ask him, he's going to say no because like he wants to get out of here as soon as possible. So like
Oof.
basically just stitch me up and let me go, please. He doesn't want to get caught by psych.
Yeah, I think there is a moment you can kind of hear the when they're first inspecting your wound, like at the hospital proper. There's a moment where they're kind of mumbling to each other off to the side, not mumbling, but speaking quietly, like they don't quite want you to hear, and you hear the words ink and what could that possibly and they seem to be questioning something about your whole predicament, so that's weird.
Hmm. Well, other than going inside Orion's mind, I have no clue how to perpetuate this.
Okay, we will cut to a bit later, after a very painful bit of surgery. Gillian raised the idea in text chat that they could have used local anesthesia just to numb that area. But I think either way, it was definitely not the most comfortable experience.
No.
Even without the pain, like you said, he hates hospitals. I feel like you're allowed to roam around a little bit. They don't advise you doing too much extreme movement. Um, and they did ask if you would stay in the hospital for a while longer, just to make sure everything settles nicely. But unless you very notably stay in your room, I do think you are out in the hallway when you see something interesting.
Oh God.
No, it's nothing serious. You're just kind of looking around, trying to keep your mind off of what's happening and what's happened. And you see a little placard on the wall, and it says, "This hospital department built thanks to the generous donation of one." What was it? Lila Mura? Is that how you pronounce it? Yes.
Yeah. Oh God, that's gonna make him want to get out of here immediately. Not even enough time to like actually get sorted in or anything. Nah, he's out. He's going up to the desk at this point and asking for discharge papers that he can sign so he can legally be allowed to leave.
Sir, we really do recommend you stay. It's
I
not necessarily safe.
it's fine.
I don't know that it is, sir. You were stabbed by some crazy sheriff wannabe.
Well, it'll be fine. Worse has happened, and I don't really like hospitals that much, so.
Right. I see. All right. Well, I guess here you go. And he hands you over the papers. So you're just not going to investigate the whole Leela placard?
He knows that she was absurdly rich and was very kind-hearted as a person. So it's just like weird that it's all the way up here, but like,
Mhm.
was bound to happen eventually.
At the exact hospital you ended up in after moving away to a random town. Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Statistically, totally likely.
definitely.
Okay, sure.
Someone else can look into that later.
I don't know who would even know enough to look into it rather than
Someone
you.
else being Orion later.
I see. Someone else being you just further on your timeline.
Yeah, definitely.
Sure. We see you walk out of the hospital a bit later, still a bit pained, but you are, your spirit damage is refilled or whatever.
Woohoo!
I guess you get like a lift home or something? An Uber?
Actually, probably, but before that, I want to take 3 of my potential points and add it to grit.
That makes sense.
So, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. But yeah, he gets an Uber or whatever this world's version of Uber is, and
It's just Uber.
heads back into town directly towards his house, nowhere else, to the house that he owns.
Okay, sure. You're not going to pick up your car or anything?
No, it's gonna be fine. It's not like we have car thieves here.
All right, yeah. You get back to your home. I had another idea for you, but it's, I think, already past that point. So,
Oh no! Tell me the idea.
no, it's you've already left, and you're
Dang
going
it!
straight to your home, which is notably outside the core bit of town. It's up on a hill.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
We might get back to it later.
okay. So they're gonna have the Uber driver drop him off at the bottom of the hill.
Hmm.
That his driveway starts at. He's gonna pay him. Be like, thanks. Uh, peace out. And then he's gonna start
Hmm.
heading up that gravel pathway very painfully,
Hmm.
and walk into his shit oh, house that hasn't had any work done on it because it's only been what 3 days. He's just gonna go in there, find a spot that has at least a little bit of flooring still in it. Just fucking sit down and I don't know, not really crying, but just sit down and be like calming himself down.
Oof.
Yeah, no, this was not good.
Yeah, I'd say it's definitely firmly in the realm of not good.
What's that little placard? How dare you? How dare you? But anyways, yeah, he's up there probably having a panic attack or something.
Yeah. I can't justify an NPC arriving at your house at this time, I don't think.
Don't
Unless,
worry, he'll be heading down again. This doesn't
yeah.
last long.
I think then we will, at least for the moment, cut away and head back to the lazy dog. Viola and Tabitha, actually, how long did you both stay there? I know Tabitha is staying at the lazy dog, but did Viola stick around?
Yes, Viola's going to stick around until Margie gets back or until the bar closes.
Okay, yeah. Sure. We'll say it's been a couple hours then, and I think the doorbell rings. I mean, it's had a few customers today. There's some people that are mighty confused and would like to drink that away. Shannon has been kept pretty busy, which she seems pretty annoyed about, but then again, she always seems a little bit annoyed. Anyways, the doorbell rings. You might not even look over until you hear someone walk up right behind you, Viola, and a sheaf of papers slams down on the table in front of you.
Oh God.
I'm sorry. What is this?
This is the town bylaws,
Yes.
speaking about who owns the public library. Note the word public,
Yes.
and note that according to the juvenile delinquent, he was given express permission to paint the library by none other than the employed librarian. Someone who does not, mind you, have the authority to permit such a thing on her own. This is John Noble standing behind you, if you haven't guessed.
Right. Well, would you rather him just go paint on your other buildings?
I'd rather him know that these so-called creative urges are just him being petty and a child, and not something that should be encouraged in the real world. He should be pursuing a real job, not some sort of artistic endeavor. No, if he's going to paint on a building, he will be punished for it. And don't worry, I will see that he is for this, because again, he does not have legal permission for this.
I can paint over it when he's done.
Oh, you think you also have permission? That's not how things work with the public.
The building?
And trust me, if I could have bought the library by now, I would have.
Mr. Noble, the building is white. If he wants to paint something on the side of it, I can quite happily paint it over white to disguise the fact that anything was even there. Is there any harm in just letting him paint something that someone is willing to take care of, rather than having him go around and put graffiti on all the buildings? Perhaps he'll come up with some sort of fantastic mural that is beneficial to the entire town.
If that was something in his jurisdiction and his power, then he should have gone through the formal channels.
All right, well, when I see him, I will tell him not to do it.
No, it's too late. He's already begun. And I have already had him detained. So, just wanted to let you know that I will be inquiring into your failed responsibility as a librarian. And we'll see if you keep that job by the start of next week.
I'm sorry. What do you mean failed responsibility as a librarian? I'm doing my job precisely.
Oh, since when does your job entail telling these little hooligans that they're allowed to deface public property?
That has absolutely nothing to do with my job. That is outside of my job. That was me as a human saying something, not me as the librarian.
Oh, and it's just a coincidence that it's the same building in which you work, that you seem to think you had the jurisdiction to provide him control over.
You know what, Mr. Noble? Why don't you just, go have a drink?
I don't think I will. I think Margie's mead is distasteful.
Well, then why the fuck are you in here?
He gestures at the papers in front of you, and you see just a bunch of legalese, barely parsable. And he says, I feel like I've made that pretty clear, Miss Thomas.
I think this is probably the least clear you have ever been. Really, you need to look into getting a better lawyer. This is barely coherent.
Maybe it is someone like you.
Oh, don't even start with me. She will take the pile of papers and shove it into his chest. Please leave. You're disturbing me.
And you're disturbing this quiet little town with your smoke and mirrors.
This town where I've lived my whole life. Please, leave me alone, sir, or I will call the authorities and report you for harassment.
And I'll report you for somehow putting a wooden stock around my neck, as someone else that you seem to be good buddies with from after the fact threatened my life and my wealth.
Don't know what you're talking about. Please leave.
Yes, I will. And he sets the papers back down on the table and turns and walks away.
Are you alright, Viola?
Oh, not in the least. That man is just a problem.
I apologize for not stepping in. I
No.
didn't believe that it was that I could.
Oh, no, I understand. This was not your argument to have. But if he thinks he's getting out of the library, he has something else coming.
Does he even have the authority to do such a thing?
He has no authority, but he has a lot of money. And there's something about white men with money that seems to have an undue amount of influence in this country. But don't worry. We've got something better than money. And she will just sort of twirl her pen between her fingers.
I thought she was going to say friendship. Fake familial bonds forged by magic with IDs.
Collect that pen and burn those papers!
All right. So I'm going to be honest. I kind of mistimed my scenes because my scene for Tabs, that was my scene for Viola. My scene for Tabs was going to be involving Tom, but I did just say that Tom
Had been detained.
was being detained.
Oh my god.
Tom has been on the record as getting out, though, hasn't he? And also, we're in a small town where he might not be constantly guarded, so he could easily just, ditch.
I don't know if he would be literally jailbreaking himself necessarily. I think he gets out more because people just don't care enough, you know? But that takes a little bit of time. They have to at
Yeah.
least give him a slap on the wrist.
True.
Loxley,
That's me.
great job with the character because you literally made me fucking rage with just that dude existing. God damn!
Yeah.
So
I was
well
over here
done.
fucking throwing shit.
Mhm.
I'm actually fucking angry right now. What the
Oh,
hell?
With a little me.
it's so well
With a
done,
little John
though.
Noble.
Oh my god. I fucking hate John Noble. God.
Good.
I was so tempted to have Tabs throw his meat at John Noble, but I was just like, there's no reason for it.
Sorry, you said mead with a
Uh,
D?
Yeah.
The
Okay,
yeah,
good.
The drink.
Good.
the drink.
Not what I heard at first.
can we please kill him? We don't need him. He's not important.
I mean, with magic, you could probably make it look like an accident. Sorry, why am I encouraging this?
Yeah, a piano falls on him. A piano falls on him. Oh my god. Eh.
I think what Viola is going to do is put away her magic pen for the moment. And from her pocket, she's going to pull out a red pen.
Ooh.
And she's going to start annotating this pile of papers.
Alrighty. Looking for anything in particular?
Oh, all the misspellings, all the inappropriate use of English, all the ways that it's legalese for the sake of legalese and not actually making an argument.
Alright. Trying to decide if this should be a roll to see if it will... not necessarily that you can't find these things, but whether it'll actually have an effect later, you know?
I mean, if nothing else, she's going to feel better
Yeah, that's fair.
marking up his paper.
I do. You know what? I think previously when you... in the courthouse scene, when you looked through John Noble's fine print, we had you roll reason, I think?
Yes.
I think I'll have you do that again, since there is precedent. Yeah, just to see kind of how well John Noble has laid his trap here.
All right.
Oh my god.
Well, that's a 4 and 2 6s. So
Yeah,
Ooh.
this is clearly very hastily written. There are typos galore and so much jargon that's not even necessarily the right jargon for the situation.
Thank
Like
God.
with
Yes.
all it is more red than it is black ink at this point with how much you are annotating all the mistakes here.
Excellent. She feels really good.
I love
Yeah,
Viola.
So good she's gonna order another mug of mead.
I'm pretty sure that is the like just numerically the best roll any of y'all have done in this entire campaign.
It might
I
be.
think so, yeah. Well, unless we're counting you with your triple six.
Oh,
No, no,
yeah, that
no.
was
Just
Oh.
the speakers.
Okay. Yeah, no, we usually roll pretty bad.
All right. Yeah, so Viola, you are sitting there annotating. Tabs, what are you doing?
um, I think the tabs whenever he sees Viola start to like get into her own world and start to rapidly annotate everything will kind of nudge the mead toward the middle of the table and go out for a walk to clear his head.
Aw, I love that for him.
Like gonna give Bear a little pat on the head whenever he walks by him before the bell dings and he steps outside into probably the night
Yeah, yeah. By now
to
it's
go for
it's
a little jaunt.
we're gonna get a little bit flexible with time, but I think it's at least evening by now. It's maybe it's twilight. It's starting to get dark.
Mhm.
Yeah, and you walk through the town. As calm as things were earlier, like weirdly calm, they're even calmer now. There's not much of a nightlife to this town. Really, the Lazy Dog is most of it. Um, so there aren't a lot of people out. It's just kind of a nice, calm, quiet night. Maybe the not to give you all flashbacks to last night, but the cicadas are out. God, the cicadas. God. Sorry, I'm working myself up. Cicadas are my John Noble. That's not true. Um.
Greatest enemy.
Uh. Anyways, yeah, you walk through town. Are you doing anything in particular, or just kind of clearing your head?
Clearing his head. Probably toying with the bag of coins, but not opening it, just kind of like tossing it into the air, catching it. Um, Maybe occasionally taking one out to inspect it, but otherwise just observing the scenery and taking it down because he wasn't able to fully glance it over on his own. So he's now taking the opportunity to look around, see what things are, get a lay of the land.
Yeah, I think you do. You pass. I mean, right out the Lazy Dog, you pass the antique store. Eventually, you get to the pharmacy. Um, and you're passing a more official looking building when you are looking down at one of the coins in your hand, and then suddenly someone runs into you and kind of half knocks you over.
Um,
Oh shit! I'm so sorry. Oh god. Tabitha was it?
yes, that's correct.
And you see Tom.
Well, shit.
Thank you for making it so that Tom could be part of this.
I wanted it to happen.
Looking up, you see the FJPD building is one he just walked out of kind of quickly.
Oh, yes, you were just detained. That man at the tavern said so.
Oh God, was he giving Miss Viola trouble?
Viola gave him more trouble than John Noble gave her.
Yeah, he gives a sly grin and he said, "That's my librarian."
Aw.
I love this
Oh,
man.
he's so cute.
He sees that you were kind of walking down the sidewalk and he just sort of gestures and says, "Do you want to, walk?"
Yes, I wouldn't mind if you tagged along.
Great, awesome. Mm. And he audibly gulps.
Where are you heading tonight?
Oh, just around. I this this is something that makes me really unique, but I don't like being detained in a prison cell. So I'm just trying to kind of walk it off.
I can't imagine anyone would be.
Yeah. So what about you? You're new here, right?
Yes, I suppose I am.
Well, sorry for the weird welcome to town. It's not usually this strange.
I suppose it wouldn't be. But say, you must know this town, correct?
Uh,
Seem to know the ins and outs.
I definitely know the outs.
Oh.
Then why don't you show me around?
Yeah, you maybe glance over and you can barely see that in the light of the street lamps. He is blushing very hard.
So cute.
But he kind of gets a hold of himself and he kind of grins and steps in front of you walking backwards. And he's grinning at you and he's like, "Yeah, I can show you the town." And then he immediately starts to fall into the hole in the sidewalk left over from earlier.
Oh.
Tabs is gonna grab him by the arm and pull him up straight. Careful.
I kind of want to make you roll for that, but I won't be that mean.
I
Yeah,
could if you want me to.
no, it's all right. You catch him, and he somehow blushes harder, and he starts kind of sweating, and he's like, th- uh, thanks. Yeah, I wasn't worried or anything. Hey, what happened today? How'd this hole get here? Was it like a mini sinkhole or something? It was perfectly me-shaped. This hole was made for me.
You don't recall?
I mean, I saw that other new guy. He like had a sword for some reason and he like slammed it down but I can't have seen and he kind of laughs and kind of puts his head to his or his hand to his head and he's like, "Well, obviously I didn't see magic, you know."
Obviously not. What did you see then?
I I don't know. Just hmm. And he kind of looks over at the building that you're standing next to now, the Fox Jumps Public Library, where you always seem to end up at the end of the day. And he looks over at the side of the building you're on, where you can see the mural he started. There's a painting of the sign at the edge of town that says "Welcome to Fox Jumps," and there's this just gorgeous red fox leaping over the sign, with the trees in the background, and it's like it's very simple, but there's something about it that just feels so like home. And he says, "I don't know, there's just always been something about this town. I mean, look, when I turned 18, I wanted to leave. I almost did. But it just always calls me back, you know? It has a way of doing that. Like, once you're here, you're here. And it's not like prison." And he kind of gestures back down the sidewalk. But he says, it's home.
Did you paint this? Is this your work?
He gestures down at a bag of cans of spray paint that have not been cleaned up yet. And he's like, "Yeah. Yeah, and that noble guy was not happy about it."
No, he didn't seem to be. However, Tom, I wish there was a way that we could preserve this. He seems intent on getting rid of it, but it's so beautiful.
Thanks. No one's really said that about my art before.
Like you were saying, it does feel like home.
My name is Johnny, and I'm the host, executive producer, and Prince of Lies for the Monsters Playbook. What's the Monsters Playbook? It's an actual play Monster of the Week podcast set in my hometown of Minneapolis, Minnesota, where no monster can hurt you as badly as you can hurt yourself. It's a character-focused adventure where you'll meet Kira Ashwood, a journalist with a cult past she's desperate to atone for, and a secret power hidden even from herself. Casey Davis, a taciturn secret agent becoming disillusioned with the agency she thought she could trust. Theo Nessos, a professional sorceress trying to escape the shadow of her powerful magical family. And Mark Clayton, a pretty haunted introvert who just wants to make sense of his powers and all the weird things that keep happening to him. This is a show where danger could just as easily come from an otherworldly threat as from the fragile emotions that anchor our characters and bind them together. If you like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, The Dresden Files, or any city-set supernatural story with monstrous threats and messy feelings, check out The Monsters Playbook. New episodes every other Tuesday, wherever you get your podcasts.
We will cut back over to Margie. Margie, you are discharged a bit later in the day, since you did have to go under. And the side of your torso is kind of wrapped up in gauze, and they did good work, but there's going to be some signs of it in the next few days for sure. Um, but yeah, what are you doing? You haven't seen Orion since you got here. You know you arrived together, but he's apparently long gone.
I think I can't recall if they've exchanged numbers at all.
Yes, Marty and Orion have each other's numbers. They called before.
Who, Orion and Margie? Yeah.
Okay. I think she just calls him, like, she's not a really good texter, but she loves calling
Oh,
people.
God.
We don't have that in common. So she just like dials Orion just to know where he is.
All right. For the timeline's sake, we'll say this is shortly after Orion calms down from the panic attack. So, Orion, if there's still stuff you want to do after, we can still get to that. But yeah, you are sort of calming down, taking deeper breaths on the barely salvageable floor of your barely salvageable house when your phone starts ringing.
He pulls the phone out of his pocket. It's just a number. It doesn't have a name in it. And he answers it, and he's like, "Yes."
Hey kid, are you doing all right? Are you still at a hospital? Or are you at home right now?
No, I'm back in Fox Jumps.
All right. Well, I was just thinking. I'm not trying to assume shit, but I was just thinking. Do you still want a room at the Lazy Dog, or have you got things
Well-
sorted out with your house and John Noble and all that?
Even if I got things sorted, I still would technically not have a house. So I'm up at my little shell. I'll be down at the tavern later.
Okay. Well, if you want anything, like, I've done a few fixer-uppers in my time here. I can call some people for you to get that place fixed up, since doubt that John Noble would do anything about it. Screw that guy.
I'm not too worried about it right now. I had some things to sort out, and yeah, so.
Well, okay. Alright. If you ever just wanted a drink, you can come down, and I'll have a glass of mead for you, okay? Take care now.
I'm underage.
What?
I'm underage.
Well, damn. Got some apple juice? Or grape juice, whatever. I'll get juice.
It's fine. I can take care of that part myself.
Alright, kid. You got anybody?
What do you mean?
Well, I know your one died, but you got anybody else?
Wait, hold on. What did Margie just say?
Didn't Orion just come out and say that, like, his family member died and that's why he's so rich?
Oh my god! So she did say what I thought she said.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, that's like the one thing he has opened up about with her.
Yeah.
So I feel
Jeez,
like that's fair.
okay. Hold on, let me get back. Yes, one died, and I don't feel like talking to the rest of them, so I'm pretty sure I'll be fine though.
Okay. All right. I'll take your word for it. Okay.
Yep,
But you know where to find me.
I'll be there later once I get this shit sorted out.
Okay. Well, I'll leave you to it then.
Mm-hmm.
And she hangs up.
Oh,
Good.
that did not go great.
Yeah, no, he's basically the way he calmed down from his spiral basically was he depersonalized from the entire thing. So right now he's kind of like above everything, just looking down, like in his brain,
Ooh.
and he is not actively like connecting with anything right now. But that's a good thing for when we get back to the Orion's part. So Margie, go. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, Margie, do you have anything else to do, or do you just head back to Fox Jumps?
She's gonna take a goddamn look at her lazy dog. Okay, I think Viola like texted her like
Yes.
the new status and stuff, but she needs to like see for her goddamn self.
Yeah.
Even though, and which is really crazy because like you think on a Tuesday night she would be more concerned about the food truck. Nah, food truck is now every other Tuesday.
We will get details on that food truck eventually because I want to know more about
Eventually.
it. But right now, the Lazy Dog is the priority, I think.
Yep.
All right, yeah, you get back to your Lazy Dog, and not a hair is harmed, not a scratch. It is. You didn't. I don't think you ever actually saw it in its tavern state, like its ye
No.
old tavern state. But yeah, it looks just like it did last time you left it. Bear's still there, and he looks up and wags his tail when he sees you, a little bit more than he wags his tail for anyone else.
Aw. You can like see through the window that she's
Mhm.
just like near collapse, both hands on her knees, just just staring at their tavern like thank goodness it's back to normal. And so she like kind of like taps the little window as she walks to the door just to say hi to Lazy or the bear, I mean.
Lazy.
That's his 7 dwarf name.
Yeah. Yeah, and then when she's in the tavern slash inn slash, all of that, she kind of scratches Bear behind the ears and such. And then, is Viola still at the tavern?
If it is not closed, she is still there.
Okay, I don't believe it's closed.
I imagine as a bar, it's open pretty late.
Yeah, yeah. And yeah, and she also sees Shannon behind the bar and she's like, okay, good.
Mhm.
Everything's fucking normal. I could pretend that the past day never happened. Whew. And and because she doesn't have like the food truck out or anything, this whole thing started at like 10 in the morning. Goddamn. Anyways, Margie finds a stool next to the Viola and she tells Shannon, Shan, you know what I need. And has Shannon like grab her a glass of whatever. I don't drink alcohol. I have no idea what's back there.
Does
I think
Margie like her homebrew mead?
Yes.
Viola's going to lay a hand on Margie and say, "Now, didn't you just undergo some medical procedures? I feel like perhaps you should stick with a soda or a water rather than um mixing with whatever medications are in your system."
Goodness, Viola. I feel if we weren't friends, I feel like I'd be long gone. Years ago,
Oh,
my goodness. No,
oh.
I wasn't thinking that, but thank you, Shan. Cancel that order. I'll take a sparkling water, a little Lacroix, if you will. Sorry, it's just a lot. A lot of shit's been on my mind, and I don't really think I have all of my mind here just yet. They got me on the good shit.
Well, that's good. How are you feeling?
I honestly, I feel like I I can't stop thinking about that Orion kid. I called him after I got discharged, just to check up on him and
Oh,
such. Since we both got stabbed. And well,
and
he wasn't in the hospital when I called him. He was at home, so
oh,
I was talking to him a little bit, and I don't think he's well, Viola. I
oh
don't think he's
no.
well, but
Should we
I
do something about him? Does he need a place to stay? He could stay here, couldn't he?
yes, he did tell me that he was gonna be here later. I just don't know how later that'll be. I don't know if I should just call it in, have a early night since well, I did get stabbed today. That's a good
You
enough reason
did
for
get
anything.
stabbed today. Um, tell you what, why don't you tell me which room you'd like him in, and I will get him there.
Oh, sweetie, thank you.
Of
Let me
course.
just check the books. I haven't been here all day. John Noble called that dastard town meeting at what 10 in the morning, and then we know what happened after that.
Yes, well, bastard.
Oh, did he do something when I was gone? Did he do something?
Uh, she'll tap the pile of papers in front of her. He attempted to threaten me.
Over what?
Letting Tom paint the library. Apparently, I overstepped my bounds as librarian,
That
and he's
that
trying to
that
have my job revoked.
that is why he went after you and not the other? You locked him up, girl.
I think he was afraid I'd do that again. And to be fair, I absolutely would.
I, yeah, you think after that, you think, and he's still going after you? Man, the audacity of this man. Truly, no bounds exist for him, huh?
Oh, I am sure he will get his comeuppance. Everyone does. That's
He,
the way life works, right?
it's not like he doesn't own the library. He doesn't own the building. He doesn't own the land, does he?
He does not.
Oh God, just what? God, he is something else.
And I don't believe the town would sell him the library. It's a public library.
Yeah, exactly. Decisions like that, it's either, I don't know, the librarian's taking care of it or the city council. And as far as I know, city council is more than just John Noble. Okay, I did tell you I was gonna look at the books. I'm gonna go look at the books. And she kind of walks behind the bar to see which room is available for Orion. And it's
Doesn't he
like,
have a room right now?
huh?
Like, he paid for a couple rooms, at least one room, because he woke up in the inn.
Oh yeah.
So you can just tell Viola which room he's in.
Oh yeah, I forgot that happened. Sorry, this arc was so long.
No, it
Yeah.
wasn't.
I mean, not in game. It was
In
like
real
a
in
day.
real time it was.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so Margie just tells Viola like the all the rooms that he booked and such. And yeah, and since I don't know if they agreed upon like a length for stay, but Margie kind of just puts in an extra week in the books to just for like a note for herself and such. But yeah,
Neat.
Yeah.
All right. Anything
Well,
else with you two before we go over to Orion?
I th- I think not. I think with that, Margie decides to retire for the night. She's like, you know what? Anything that she can do right now can wait. It can.
Fair
Like
enough.
and Viola will assure her that she'll wait for Orion to arrive, and she looks at her watch. If he's not here by 10 or so, that's plenty of time. If he's not here by 10 or so, I will head out and see if I can't find him. That should
All
be
right.
that should be plenty of time.
Speaking of the guy, Orion, what's up with you?
So since he is right now in his brain depersonalized from everything and above everything that's going on, he's very, very reason based right now. And you know what? He wants to do some research. First thing that he's thinking about is what was that voice that talked to us on the first time that we went to whatever that place was? He wants to figure out what that was. So he wants to cast a spell for that to try and either talk to it or figure out what it was. I'm gonna say talk to it. He wants to talk to God.
Okay, so you're not using your learn spell, you're trying to do a new one?
I mean, can I use learn to learn what the heck that was?
I think so, yeah, you've used it in regards to the overarching magic before, I think.
Well then heck, I'm gonna do that.
I will say, historically, this has been a hard difficulty, so you will have to hit a 6.
Well, first I'm going to add another point to learn, so it's 2 points.
Okay, cool.
So now I only have 2 potential points left. I use these so much. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna cast learn. Let me get my dice out. Let's talk to God. That is a 6 and a 1.
Oh, nice.
6 was on the Crawford dice, so they
Nice.
still do me well.
So, what does this look like as you try to learn about the voice that spoke to you in the White Void?
Um, well, I mean, you got any idea? I know it's about the thing is on the back of his neck. I have no clue what it would turn into to basically be learning about whatever deity is causing this.
See, I know
So,
exactly what it would turn into, but you can't see the
eh,
back of your neck.
yeah, but say it anyways.
Nah, no, I'm not
Dang
giving
it!
you
God
extra free
damn it!
information.
Fuck. Okay, fine.
I will say it feels different than usual. You can actually feel the shape on the back of your neck, but it's not strong enough for
Ah,
you to be able to place exactly what it is. Feels like a couple of separate like symbols or pictures or something though.
ooh, spooky. Okay, let's talk to God or learn about God.
Yeah, trying to decide the best way to do this.
Probably like a memory flash or something. Probably like just beamed into his brain.
Yeah, but I there's so much I can't give you all the information, from a single check. So maybe I'll have you
Ah,
ask a
okay.
question about the entity, we'll call it.
I only get one question.
Depending on the question, you might get another one, depending on how good the information is.
God, what's its name?
Oh, I was hoping you would ask that. You get this information, quote unquote, beamed into your brain. And let me just confirm with my notes here. You see 2 words. You're thinking to yourself,
Ooh.
what is that voice that spoke to us when we first got our magic? What's it even called? You see 2 words. Eleog Hoyt. And it's an odd name.
Can you spell that for us?
ELAOG space HOIT. For those who have been paying
I hope
attention to
someone
the
else did that.
episodes,
Oh God, I haven't.
it was, again, I mentioned this before the recording. It was a complete throwaway line. When one of you was casting a spell, the letters it spelled out that you got and the letters you get on the spreadsheet spelled out Eleog Hoyt. Like Eleog on the first line and then Hoyt on the second.
I remember that. Oh my god.
And I was like, haha, that's totally a character that's going to show up.
Incredible.
And maybe that was God revealing itself to you ahead of time.
Wing.
Oh, I'm obsessed.
Okay. So do I get another question or is that all I'm gonna get?
I think from the learn spell, that's what you'll get, but you now have something to go on in later research.
Well, that's fine. Um, I actually want to cast another new spell because he's in this shitty house and he wants to try and rebuild it back to what it was before it got stripped, basically,
Hmm.
with magic. What would you think that would be? I would think it would also be reason, but I don't really know about that one.
I could see grit making sense. Grit, driven by principle, often in opposition of something disagreed with, or with dedication or perseverance.
Fair enough.
If you want to do another one, that works, but I think grit makes sense.
I mean, he doesn't really agree with the fact that he has a shit house.
I feel like this is very
2d6.
much just gritting, and especially after Margie offered to help you do it the old-fashioned way.
Oh yeah, just like nah, I run on spite.
Yeah. Let me decide before you roll what
Uh huh.
the sort of difficulty will be. I kind of okay. You know what? We're gonna do something a little bit weird here.
Oh god.
We are going to say that the challenge of getting your house into complete working order, except for maybe like the stuff that comes from outside, like electricity and stuff, but that's easier to do than rebuilding the entire internal home. We're going to say it has a spirit similar to the battle. So any
Oh,
successes from now on are going to make progress. And then once you get the spirit down to 0, it will be completely
god.
rebuilt. So even if you only get 1 or 2, it'll be, work. You'll still get progress. It won't be a complete failure.
Wait. So do I even need to roll a new spell?
Yes, this is assuming
Oh,
that
okay.
you successfully cast a spell here.
Oh god. Now my house is a boss fight?
It's going to be a process, not necessarily a one and done.
Okay.
But that means you don't. I'm not going to say you have to get 3 6s all at once. You know.
Hmm, let's see. Let's roll that.
Interesting. You could do kind of harkening back to the impulse, but in an OO voice. You could do quit. OO.
No. I feel like that would just make the house explode. Let's see.
You would permanent your new permanent spell, and it gives you cat ears.
Nope. I'm not finding any words.
You want to open it up to the crowd?
Yes, please. I failed all my spelling bees.
Aw. What is it that you're trying to do?
Um, fix the house.
Hmm.
Yes, house out of twigs. We're gonna three little pigs this.
Hey, Three Little Pigs could 100% come true next arc. You don't know.
Oh
Shit,
god.
let me write that down.
Oh god.
Oh.
I'm kidding.
I got some real shit letters.
I will say, if you can't make a spell, you can try again when the next opportunity to act arises. You can keep a number of tiles or letters equal to the impulse you rolled and discard the rest.
Oh man, I could have done that. I was about to say, can I just use Git to get all the materials that I need?
Oh, kind of like your gain spell on a larger level.
Gain spell, but it's not for me. It's just, yeah.
Yeah, I think that could work. Again, since we're doing overall spirit, so it definitely wouldn't fix your house, but it would make it easier for next time.
I got a perfect thing that even goes into that. So,
Okay.
he's going to cast this spell,
Mhm. Mhm.
and just like Gain, I actually changed what it looks like because Killian made some really fucking awesome art where
Hell
his
yeah.
bones glow instead of just his like the flesh around his fingers. No, it's his bones. He got glow bones.
Glow bones.
Global.
Basically, from his shoulders down start glowing, and there's just in front of him starts to appear like a chest. And I want to get basically a chest of holding so that when we roll to fix this house, we basically get what we need from the chest each time. So it makes
Hmm.
sense.
Okay. I'm gonna say that can work. I am gonna say it's gonna be specific. You don't have a permanent chest of holding. It is gonna be,
Oh no, it's like a one-way supply chest or something.
yeah, specifically it has what you need to fix this house. So that your next roll goes a little better.
Yes.
Alright, you will still need to roll the since this has a spirit, you're gonna roll the
Ooh, this time I can use my real dice.
yeah, the what's it
And
called? The impact. So roll however many levels in the impulse you had.
okay, that's grit, so that means I have 2 dice. Gotta get my good ones.
Because you just upgraded it from 1 this session, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Okay, that is a 5 and a 3.
Alright, that's 1 success. So yeah, I think this chest appears in front of you. Hopefully you I guess the secret's kind of out about magic. But
Well, I mean, it's still in his house that has at least a closed door. And I mean, he is kind of out of town.
yeah, I'm just saying if you do invite strangers over to help build or anything, that's gonna be
Oh yeah, fair
awkward.
enough.
Yeah, but you get this started and you have a chest, and when you open it up, you see like what do you think it looks like as all of these rather large building materials are?
Okay, I feel like it's actually just like it looks like there's a portal in the chest, just like a purple portal. And like when he reaches in, he just pulls out whatever he needs next. Like it's like set up in a it's organized so whenever he pulls something out, it's the next thing that he needs to do,
Sure.
basically. Yeah. Very fancy.
I'll say it's and this isn't gonna like mechanically impact you or anything, but I do think flavor wise, it's a little bit awkward for some of the building materials because they can get pretty
Oh
big.
yeah.
If you need like a
Yeah,
two
just
by
pulls
four,
out a
that's
whole support beam out of
yeah.
the chest.
So it's kind of an awkward angle trying to get it out. But yeah, you
Oh
got
yeah.
the materials you need.
Woohoo! Now time to boss fight my house.
I think you're starting to work on this. And just one last thing before we close out tonight. Let me get my notes. You get a text, and maybe you think it's Margie talking again or
Ooh.
something like that. But it is from Jaden.
Huh. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Wait, I'm gonna mute real quick.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, never mind. Hold on.
Uh,
Loxley.
huh?
Loxley, wait. Hold on. Ah, shit. I should have told you.
Is it not from Jaden?
Hold on.
Did
Fuck.
Jaden die? You have to tell me legally,
No.
or it's
Hold
entrapment.
on. I need I need to fucking find a way to tell you without everyone else knowing.
You can DM me.
Hold on. Oh god, I'm panicking. Ah, god, I misspelled shit. Fuck.
I
Yeah,
see.
yeah. It's a little bit complicated. Hold on. Oh shit. Yeah. It's a little bit of a problem, but I will say, her caretaker probably.
I was about to say you do get a text from her contact, and maybe that kind of shocks you at first, but
Yeah, no, it's whiplash. He turned his head so fast, he's like, "What the fuck?"
you calm down out of this panic attack. You talk to Margie, and then eventually you start getting working on your rebuilding your home with magic and whatnot. And then you get a text from possibly the last person you'd expect a text from, and it says, "Orion, we need to talk. Her condition isn't good."
Oh god! Oh god, no! You can't do this!
I certainly can, you foolish
No!
dummy.
God damn it!
Oh my god.
Oh god, I gave you too much ammunition!
You
And
really
also not enough at the same time.
Yeah, the ammunition was lacking the gunpowder, I think, for a second there.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh
I
shit.
just chose a name at
Look.
random out of the list, and I got the worst possible one.
Well, I mean, it's actually the better possible one because yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna DM you again.
Okay. Oh my god.
Yeah. There's a reason he hates hospitals and going in a car that he's not driving.
Jesus, why do you do this to your poor kid? Okay.
Because it's better when I do it to them when I give you the fucking same ammunition I have, it hurts more somehow. What the fuck?
Oh, I'm gonna make you hurt. Wait, hold on. That makes me sound like the bad guy. As a caring storyteller, I'm going to cause you pain.
Ah,
Anyway,
God. Well,
okay.
guess I'm gonna be sending some clearing DMs real quick.
Yeah,
Oh God.
just for now, I think we. Oh god, okay, hold on. Whew. Margie, you are. Or no, you know what? It's Margie went to her room. She is retired for the night. Viola, you are still in the lazy dog. It's getting kind of close to time
Okay.
for you to head out. But the phone starts ringing. Shannon, let me double check. I keep forgetting her name. Shannon,
Shannon.
picks it up and says, "Hello? Huh? What? Okay, Margie's not here. Hold on." And she kind of holds the phone to her chest and says, "Viola?
Yeah.
They want to talk to someone who knows what's, I don't know, going on or whatever."
Okay. Sure. And she'll go take the phone. Hello?
Yeah, you answer the phone and you say hello, and you get, "Hi, can you tell me why the hell there's a sport car in my farm right now? Where'd the horses go?"
A sport car on your farm instead of horses.
"Yeah, it's one of them Mustang, Mercedes-Benz Chimeras, whatever the hell."
Oh, all right. When did that happen?
I mean, I was out on the fields, and then I got home when it got dark, and I didn't see it because I went to go eat my dinner, all my veggies from my garden, and then I came right back out, and the horses and the carriage were gone, and there was a damn sports car in my lawn.
I am so sorry. I do believe that John Noble has been unfortunately playing a prank. I will contact him, and I will get him to remove it. But thank you so much for taking care of those horses and that carriage while you had them.
They were good horses, you know.
They were.
I hope John Noble's treating them good.
But yes, we'll get that taken care of. Silly question. Did the horses happen to leave any manure around?
Oh, Margie, when you run a farm like I do, you don't tend to notice the manure. It's all manure out here, hon.
Excellent. Excellent. I will have someone come and take care of that car for you. Don't you worry about it.
All right. You have a good night now, you hear?
Thank you, you too. And she'll hang up and start plotting how much money it's going to take to bribe Tom to go and just maybe transfer some manure from the floor of the barn into the backseat of the car.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. She is
I love
so
that.
perfectly devious. I love her.
Viola started off as like the calm, reasonable librarian and is quickly becoming just the most.
She is still quite calm and reasonable with everyone except John Noble, who keeps provoking her.
That is, you know what? That's fair. And we will have to see where this feud gets them next time on Storybook Ending. Doodle-doo-doo-doo. And that's where we're going to end it for the night.
Oh, goodness.